How to train correctly with the pepper spray we show you in this video. Party baby! Ty to nesmím znát. Jsem přesně nechtěl. Fuck.
So in the last video you picked the best pepper spray for you. Now it's time to put it into test and start training with it. And this is exactly what this video is going to be about. How to train correctly with the pepper spray so if anything happens, you can survive. Before we start this video, it's very good to say that different situations that you are going to be in will be different solutions. What I meant to say is that in the different situation the girl is going to be, that is getting raped or the person is trying to rape her, and someone like a bodyguard. Those are two different things, because if you look at the girl, she wants to spray and run. The bodyguard probably needs to protect someone or needs to throw someone out. Policeman needs to spray him so then he can cuff him. And that's because they are in different situations. That means they have different ways of carrying the pepper spray, different ways of using it, and different ending to the whole situation. Many people that are used to carrying a telescopic baton in their back pocket, all of a sudden they take the pepper spray, they want to take it into the back pocket, but now it's just in one way or another. So you are reaching to the back pocket and there's both of the weapons. The same goes if a person is carrying a gun on him and he has it on the side, and now here is the baton as well. And it's kind of getting into the way of one another, which is something that you don't want. It's exactly as you want to pick your gear as someone who's special forces, and they are taking their gear based on the mission situation that they are going to be in. So is it a CQB, is it any other situation, and they are preparing for it. And that's exactly what you need to do. Based on the situation that I am expecting or that I can find myself in, then I will differentiate between the weapons I want to get very quickly into my hand and weapons that are good that I have with me. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to start from the back pocket, which is what is going to be throughout the whole video. If you want to see other ones, check out our courses. We already did a full pepper spray course where we showed you basically many exercises from drawing, striking, and even spraying. So if you want full context, watch the full course so you can get even better with it. But for the purpose of this video, don't take it as a course or mini course, just some informational video on how to train with it. There are three main pillars when it comes to using the pepper spray. The first one is going to be the tactical drawing, then emergency drawing, and all the way to actually using and spraying with the pepper spray. If we are talking about the tactical drawing, we are talking either you saw the situation and you think, okay, it doesn't look very good, it's dangerous, I'm already going to prepare the pepper spray hidden, but I have it prepared in my hand if anything happens. Or the person was just talking at me, screaming at me, trying to start a fight, and all of the way I was hitting the pepper spray and I have it ready. That's the tactical drawing. If we are talking emergency, it's basically called emergency because now it's not about we are talking, but I just hit the first one, I start hitting, and you need to get to the weapon to really upgrade your chances of surviving the situation versus bare hands. Because you are doing the tactical draw, you don't want the other person to see that you have a weapon. What people are doing most of the time is they try to threaten with the pepper spray. What that means, there's no element of surprise. I either go for the pepper spray, start hitting, or I just grab my weapon. Because you showed yours, okay, weapon versus weapon, let's go. There's a difference between I have no idea that the pepper spray there because it's always hidden, and now it's under the arm, I have no idea, and all of a sudden I start fighting, and I have no idea, and I don't see anything. That's the difference between surprise and not surprise at all, because you're trying to threaten. Keep it hidden and keep it as your surprise advantage till the end. It may seem completely easy that why should I even train this? It's absolute. It's not. That's the thing, because you need to be able to train it so then under the stress and the whole situation you will be able to go for the weapon and not showing it. How to train it? Basically, from the first step, you want to be in front of a mirror and just be able to look at yourself and look, is the weapon hidden or is it peeking somewhere? I want to roll it under the arm so it's hidden, hit it behind the armpit and change the guard. Now this hand is protecting, this hand is ready to strike if anything happens. The second phase would be now there's a partner and he will be correcting me. So if at any point I do something like this, oh, okay, so I'm making a mistake. And the partner is repairing me every single time, and when he sees that I did it correctly, okay, I made a mistake. Because sometimes you don't see the mirror, but the partner sees it, just like the attacker would. So you need to be able to put it all together. When you are talking, the one hand is guarding, you flip, you hit, and you're here. And partner will say good, and now let's go 5 times me, 5 times you, and we are competitively training. We're having fun, but we are still training the most important part, which is the drawing. We need to start using the function of your second arm. So if the hand is there, don't just leave it there, it's actually for there. If anything happens, you can cover yourself, which is the first phase that we just want to start. You want to be able from nothing cover right my arm, or I start with the second and be able to, at any point, get your hand there so you are not surprised. The second point would be I strike, and now right away you get the pepper spray and spray it into me. Again, no matter what I choose, no matter which hand, I'm getting sprayed because you block and spray at the same time. And because pepper spray is the weapon for distance, you want to have it as big as you can. You are not just going to stand there, I hit, I go, and you spray and still have the distance. Because keep in mind, I will get spray and still continue moving forward. But for training, this is a good start because we are moving, we are covering. It's getting more and more into reality than in the first step. Because we don't want to be able to just spray, but even hit with the pepper spray, we're going to take one pad and we're going to start again from phase one, which is going to be I just show the target, it's there, and you switch between hit, 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 and catch. Boom, boom, and one big strike. This is just the first phase, just so your hands are getting there. The second one is going to be combining it between I hit and spray. Hit and spray. Hit, spray. Or you can change it to I first spray and then I hit, which is making you put it into a combination. To make it even more realistic, we will approach the third phase, which is going to be exactly the same, but we are moving. Because I am pressing forward, you need to be able to move always. Maybe I start backing up a little bit and you are following me, I go forward and you're changing the angles, always spraying and hitting. There was always the change because of the light we saw if it connected or not. Which is basically saying into reality, the spray didn't work instantly. I first had to hit, spray, and maybe after 3, then he fell down because we know the spray doesn't work in the first second. We had to move, so he didn't grab us after the first strike. That was the tactical drawing. If we move into emergency drawing, now the pepper spray is not already in your hand because the situation started very fast, you didn't have the time to go for it. And you need to be able to get to your weapon to increase your chance of surviving this whole encounter. What we are talking about, there are 2 ways of solving this situation. If we are talking about likes, complete likes who have no experience with pepper sprays, fightings, and very low training, the best solution here would be the fight starts, I start hitting to lay down, start kicking in front, and then start spraying me. Because you created a distance, because you started kicking, and I cannot just jump on you because your legs are there. The thing to watch out here that is good for legs, because you don't need much training, which is good. So even if we are talking about an old lady, some woman, policemen, they are beginners because they don't have that much time to train. So this is a good solution for them. It's not the best, but it's good based on the time that you have for training. But if you look at the disadvantages, there are definitely some. If we are talking about it's a group, you had a problem with one, you lay down, and now the second one is coming and he kicks you to the head because you're focusing on this one and you cannot be everywhere. This is the first thing. The second one is I'm protecting my girl and all of a sudden I lay down, she's just standing there and I'm kicking. This makes her a target and I'm going after her because I'm laying, she's standing. But still, complete like knife attack, machete attack, this is the best option because they will not be able to go for the weapon when they are standing. The second option would be for more experienced fighters, which is I first have to solve the situation with hands because I attack and you first hit, I turn around and then this is better option because multiple attackers, because I'm protecting my girlfriend, but it's harder. You need more training, you need to be able to hit him good, create a distance, and then go for the weapon. But if you have time to train it, this is 100% times better than the first option. But if we are talking about likes, your main concern is to get to the ground as soon as possible from many situations. The first one is arm striking and you fall and start kicking. And go for the pepper spray. The same can be about some grabs, so I go for like any clinch situation, if you think about it. I go for a clinch, I'm holding, and you need to be able to just fall even from here. And for another showcase, the same could be said if I go for like a side headlock, the sooner you realize it, and the sooner you start falling, the better for you. Then we are talking about different situations when you maybe the first strike was a bit too hard, or I already grabbed way too hard and now we are like here and I grab very good and now you cannot just fall. That's why you need more training, which in this video we are not going to talk about solely because there's an online course, and second of all, you maybe saw our other videos that are talking about the grabs, the clinch, the headlocks, grabbing by the hair. So already by that videos, you should know that this is the first phase and then it's the second phase of getting to the pepper spray, because I first need to solve the headlock and then, but that's just for more training than just this solely one video. But because you never know what in real life is going to go wrong, maybe as you started going for the pepper spray, I jumped for it. It's the same position as a policeman. Mostly it happens in America. They have the problems with this. He goes for the weapon and then he jumps for it, and now it's a fight for a gun. And if they're only training, I just go and shoot. This is something different that they have never been in. This is what we need to train with the pepper spray, because the difference, I have the time, or I right away jump for it, and now we are trying to fight somewhere here, and it's going to be about going for my head first and then opening, going for it. Or we will just start from a position I'm already holding the hand, and now it's going to be again more into reality, trying to find the position. It will tell you a lot that it's not as easy as it looks, because it's not, especially if the partner is not giving it for free but really trying to get the pepper spray from you. But it's what in reality is probably going to happen if you will get surprised. He will hold your hand, he will try to take you down. This is good. This is what you need to train for. Of course, like we said, if you get to your weapon, that is already 80% of the problem solved. It's not the problem for people to shoot a guy if they have the gun. The problem is getting to the gun. So if you solve this big problem and you already have it in your hand, good, you solved many of the cases. But still, if you have it in your hand, why not train that I already have it and I need to hit the person with the pepper spray? We basically have two options how we can train it. The first option that you have is this, which is basically a training jet or a training pepper spray, which is a a more expensive option, definitely, but it gives you a real good feedback on the shooting and especially how much you can actually spray. It's very good for example, like model situations where it's going to be one scenario and then a feedback how well you did. Because all of a sudden it's not about 10 seconds, but it's about 3-4 good sprays, and all of a sudden it's empty and I don't have anything in there. So good for model situations, but not as good if we are talking about training, when I want 1,000 times to get it up, aim and strike. Then it would be way too expensive if we want to train it 1,000 times. But for model situation, training's definitely a good option. But for the 1,000 repetitions, you can use the same thing, but not with the spraying, but actually with the light. So if you can see, when you aim it to the face and I see the light, that means I've been hit. It's not as perfect as the first one, which shows you the distance and how well you hit, but still we are talking 1,000 repetitions, this is a pretty good one. If we are talking about situations where I grab, you need to be able to line it up with my face, no matter how I go. You see my face being lit up, maybe here, I'm fighting, and you know that you hit me. And then from a closer situations when it's like a clinch, now you can no longer see if you hit me or not, but the partner will be able to see the flash. So still, for 1,000 repetitions, and if you want to make it as many times as possible, the light is a very good option if you don't want to just buy 100 of these ones. Another option that we just recently discovered is this party noodles, or that's how it's called. And basically what it does is sprays some kind of color. We'll show you in a minute. Basically this is a very good option because first of all, if you can see it, it doesn't make much mess. If you can have it in this form, if you leave it for too long on the ground, it's going to make a mess, but if you clean it right away, nothing happens. Second of all, it looks like a pepper spray if you look at it. It's similar to the size, but this one, it will have more strikes in it than this one. So if this one had 4, this is maybe 20, 25, which is a lot better for many repetitions. Peter used to do before was have it with water, with the water tanks, but which was good because you water, you know, you just refill it and you just go over and over, but it's not even close to how the pepper spray looks. So for manipulation, not that good. This is a very good option because, like I've said, and it's cheap. This costs almost nothing and you can buy as many as you want and train with it until you feel like it. But what you are going to need for the training partner is definitely something like glasses, because although it doesn't do much damage, it's still something you don't want in your eye. And if you can have some face mask protection because you don't want to be breathing it in for the next hour of training, it's probably going to be a bit messy. So if you have the party noodle and glasses and some face mask, you're good to go. The one downfall that it has is that you cannot train the drawing because the top can get very loosely, it can break. So that's why you mostly want to train with the party noodle from already the position in your hand, but still you can train if you put the face mask on, which you are going to show me right now. Standing, I go, and you can see where it actually hit. So we are talking about here, and the partner can say if it was the eyes or not. Let's try a second attempt. I'm going, I go, and now you can see a much better hit on my forehead and across the eyes. And because we want to put it into different positions, we are going to start from positions like I already grabbed the hand and you need to be able to spray it into me, or I just clinch somewhere, or I am just choking from behind, and you need to be able to find my face and hit me to the eyes. So if I put on the face masks and the gloves, glasses, we can go full speed. And now we can start playing with it a little bit more. We can do some gamifications of if I take the pepper spray away from you or you cannot spray me, now you are doing push-ups. If you spray, I do push-ups. So no longer I give it for free because we are both fighting for it. We can start basically from the person is going to be standing and he runs and you need to be able to hit him and always create the distance because he can come for a second attack. And then we'll go on the ground and do the same, but we are really fighting for the hand. I'm trying to not get sprayed. Let's go for it. So this is just a few tips on how to train. Of course, there are many different options, different scenarios, but for basic understanding, this is the SORUDO way of training with the pepper spray, the realistic way. Comment and share if you really enjoyed the video. Maybe write us other methods that you are training with the pepper spray, or were there new ones that you haven't heard of before and now you saw them and you're like, okay, maybe I want to try them. Definitely do it. And yeah, share. Many people need to know how to train correctly with the pepper spray. The more people that will start training correctly will be able to use it in real life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see